Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Davo, Tom and Callum here for the podcast. So we've got some exclusive content. And Davo, this is all news to you as well. But when me and Callum went to the river over the weekend...
River boys.
Yeah.
Blood, sand and surf. Woo!
Yeah, hardcore.
Well, we discovered a new game. It became a drinking game, but it was called My Vagina.
Okay.
And basically, you work your way through A to Z in the alphabet, and you go, for example, my vagina is atrocious, or something like that. And then you can move on to B, and you see if you can get all the way through to Z.
Yeah, and of course, the drinking game sort of aspect comes into the fact of if you repeat the same word twice, or if you take really long to say an answer.
Really mature, boys. Obviously, away with the lads and really just giving it heaps. Intelligent conversations, talking about politics and things that really matter.
I did say before, though, that you're making it out to be a lads trip where we're playing these silly games, but I will let you know there were 2 girls there.
And let me tell you, they were not having fun.
They're the ones that brought the game to the table.
They told us about the game.
Yeah,
we all had no idea.
So I thought, Davo, we could give this game a crack now with you, except we're going to change it up to my ass.
Okay.
So we'll kick things off with A. I can start if you want. My ass is asexual.
Okay.
I was going to say my ass is asymmetrical.
Oh.
Are we doing A all around?
Yeah, go A all around and then we go to B.
It's a really long game, especially when you have about 8 people. It takes quite a while.
My ass is audacious.
Oh,
Nice.
good one.
Now we're on to B.
My ass is bleeding.
Of course you're gross about it.
Hemorrhoids is a serious issue.
My ass is bait.
My ass is bodacious.
Now we're on to C.
Yeah, what's the matter? You can't think of a C, can you?
I'm going to have to beep this one. My ass is...
Oh, beep that. If you don't beep that, I'm coming for you. Just so you know.
I'll beep that too.
Yeah, please do.
My ass is...
You can also beep that one if you want.
Don't choose words that we have to beep out.
Yeah. My ass is crispy.
Oh. I find the last 2 more comforting than that one. That sounds like you've been burnt on the arse.
Yeah, sure. It's better than yours, you disgusting little animal.
Mine wasn't terrible. It was Tom who's been disgusting. Go on.
What?
Yeah. D.
My ass is delectable.
My ass is... My ass is... Are you ready?
Yeah, what?
My ass is dripping.
Why do you have to be the most disgusting? Like, what's wrong?
It's a part of the game.
Well,
That's how we played it at the river. It's river rules.
That's river rules. We're actually on a podcast where we're giving this audio out to other people, but I'm going to go with Danny T. My ass is delicious. You know that song?
Nah.
Well, you're missing out. Absolutely get a grab and put it in there.
My ass is enigmatic.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. My ass is engulfed.
My ass is eaten.
All right. All right, let's stop it there.
That's enough.
Let's get into the podcast.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Huge weekend. Of course, the Foo Fighters were in town. Oh, mate, I absolutely went nuts on Saturday at the Coopers Stadium.
Hey, one of the great bands to come to Adelaide. It would be very cool. Saw heaps of videos. It was packed out at Coopers Stadium. Looked like a really good venue for it.
Can I say, I actually really rated Coopers Stadium as a venue. I feel like it was just the right size for a stadium. It wasn't overly large like Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
And so the sound quality was good. Everyone could get a good view of it. It was fantastic. And everything was close by. It was great.
Yeah, me and Callum were actually talking about it, and I said, I don't think I've ever seen an artist go to Coopers Stadium. It's either Adelaide Oval or Entertainment Centre.
Well, I heard apparently the last time they were there, they went there as well, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
I was going to say, it seems really up Dave Grohl's alley to go to Coopers Stadium, named after the beer, you know.
True. There was plenty of that going around, let me tell you. Well, of course, when a big band comes to town, especially in Adelaide, they can sort of skulk around and no one can find them, really.
Yeah.
Because no one is really pestering celebrities here. No one expects to see celebrities here, right?
Nah. You just think, oh, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Of course. Well, on Friday night, apparently, Dave Grohl was hanging out right here on Rundle Street at your favourite pub, the Exeter.
Yes. Yeah, he was.
Now, what is crazy about this as well, Tom, is that we went to the Exeter and we tried to get upstairs he was.
Yeah, so I asked if we could go upstairs and I got told no, there's a private function on up there. And then checking that, I'm still in like the work group chat and checking it the next day, hearing that the reason the private function was just the Foo Fighters were up there. And I was like, why wouldn't you let me up?
I would have passed away.
Oh, even if they just said, hey, you can pretend you work here for, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll do a glasses shift.
Just to ask if you guys are done with your drinks upstairs. But, obviously they kept it a little bit secret because they don't want people, scaling the building.
Well, it's actually a little fun fact. The last time they were here in Adelaide, they went to the Exeter as well.
Oh, what were we doing, mate? I would have
Yeah.
barged my way up those stairs. I don't think that security guard would have been able to sort me out, let me tell you.
Get the nunchucks out.
But yeah, very exciting stuff when you see a celebrity out in the wild.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was also another time, like years back at the Exeter, where Nick Cave went there and just sat at the front bar.
Another one you would have absolutely lost your mind over.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to open up the phone lines here. Where'd you bump into the celebrity?
I have a niche one. Adelaide Airport, Monica from Play School.
Right.
Oh, really?
At the airport.
When I was a kid, and my sister took me up to speak to her, and I couldn't say a word because I was nervous.
Yeah, nuts.
I shared the same gym as Daniel Radcliffe while he was here in Adelaide for a while and got to talking to him a few times. Nicest guy ever. Remembered my name on one occasion.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he's really good with fans and just, remembering names and being super polite and nice.
So, I mean, all the same level, obviously, Daniel Radcliffe, Dave Grohl, and Monica from Play School. If no big or not too small, you let us know.
Jeez, I was going to say my next one was Matt Preston at IKEA.
Hey, we're going to jump straight into the calls. We're going to Onka Paringa. We got Jess on the line. Jess, what celebrity did you bump into?
Tony Modra on the Nullarbor at a pub.
Godra.
Oh, jeez, look out.
How was that? How did that go down?
He was absolutely lovely. Came and sat and had dinner with us all night.
Oh, great.
Yeah, right. So he put the
Drinks with
charm
Dad.
on.
Yeah.
No doubt he was
Yeah.
quite merry. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jess,
Yeah, he was a champion.
you're a Crow supporter then, Jess?
My father was, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, Godra, one of the absolute icons of that football club. So that's a pretty cool one. We're going to go to Chris in Hillbank. Chris, who'd you run into?
Honest Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. That's insane.
Yeah, I was in hospital, had some asthma going on in the women's and children's, and then he was just in the hallway with a million security.
You weren't hallucinating during the what was happening in the hospital?
No, definitely not. And my mum went up to shake his hand. She went limp.
Yeah, right.
And then afterwards she said to the nursing staff, no wonder Monica did what she did.
Yeah, wow.
Because he had striking blue eyes.
Was this over in Australia or America?
This is at Women's and Children's in Adelaide.
Really? Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, year 2000 or 2001. And he took the time and met everyone and, lots of sick children.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's an amazing one. Bill Clinton. Yeah, I mean, to meet a US president is one thing, but for it to be Bill Clinton.
Surely this next one will be beating Bill Clinton. I mean, that's massive.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go to Rick in Marsden. Rick, you've got an absolute ripper. Who'd you meet?
G'day, guys. I was in Sydney Airport just waiting for a connecting flight, standing in a lounge, and I looked at the guy standing next to me, Alex Lloyd, and a laptop slung over his shoulder, very casually dressed, his scruffy sort of black straight hair he had.
Yeah.
And I sort of tried to be as cool as I could, and I said, he said, you want to go out for a smoke? And I'm going out for a smoke, and he gave me back in the day when the packets were normal, Peter Stuyvesant, and I mentioned Black the Sun to him, his album, but I sort of got a bit tongue-tied, and I said, you sell cars with your father, or you used to? And he said, yeah, back in the day. It was really cool. He's a very laid-back guy. Great album, too.
Bloody hell, Rick. Punching darts and breaking hearts with Alex Lloyd.
Getting on the Peter Stuyvesant. If you don't know Alex Lloyd, he's very famous for this song.
Right up
that's
there
an
with Bill
absolute-
Clinton.
I also appreciated the history lesson on the Peter Stivies back in the day.
I'm sure they'll Stivey Blues. Hey, let's go to Cara in Glenelg North. Cara, can you walk us through what happened with your story?
Well, I was at State of Origin game back in the 90s at the MCG and walked into the loos, and next to me washing her hands was Australia's sweetheart, Lisa McCune.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Lisa McCune. Right, did you chat to her or did you choose not to because you're in the
certainly
bathroom?
did. You know how ladies chat at the sink. They're like, oh, I love your hair, blah, 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 what you doing here? I pretended I didn't know who she was. And her and I were free shoots to the wind, so we had a lovely conversation.
How
Yeah,
good.
great. Did you talk more about the game, or did you get to ask anything about TV?
Blue heelers?
Oh, I didn't ask about blue heelers because I was a bit tongue-tied about that because I was a bit of a blue heelers obsessive back then.
Weren't we all?
But no, we just chatted about the game and how nice some of the young men looked in their shorts.
I love it.
Bit of a laugh. And she said, "Oh, I'm just going to go join my friends now." And she was there with all the like Jane Kennedy and Rob Sitch and all of those people, and I was like, "Hi, Jay, see ya."
That's wild. So that's what happens in the ladies' room, the mysterious ladies' room.
You will always see Lisa McCune if you go into the bathroom and say her name 3 times.
Hey, we're going to wrap things up here with Karen in Sellex Beach. Karen, can you walk us through what celebrity you ran into?
Well, yeah, when I lived in England, I worked in a little pub in Chelsea, and there was quite a lot, actually. We had Chelsea football players,
Yep.
Prince Harry. The biggest one was Kate and Wills came in for lunch.
Wow.
Okay.
Jeez.
This guy rang ahead and said they'd be coming, and they just wanted to have a nice, quiet lunch, and could I put them somewhere nice and quiet? So we put them in a little nook in the corner, and they had a Sunday roast with us at the pub.
Jeez. Is
Huge.
the pressure on a little bit when you have to cook for them?
No, because I think I was pretty new to the place, but I'm pretty sure that people like that frequent in there pretty often, and so no one else seemed really that bothered by it. But I was kind of like, oh my God, Wills and Kate are coming in.
Karen,
Yeah, it was really cool.
I've got to ask, how bloody ritzy was this pub you were working at? Got Prince Harry, Prince Will, Kate?
Yeah, the cast of Made in Chelsea, Professor Green, heaps of those players in Chelsea. It was a definite minefield of little celebs, but it was very, very normal.
Sometimes me think, what is friend? Then me say, friend is someone to listen to Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. Cookie, nom 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 nom.
Davo, over the weekend, me and Callum went up to the river. We went to our mate's shack in Bow Hill, got on the tube, got on the wakeboard, paddleboard.
So much fun. That's classic Aussie river stuff. I love it, boys.
Yeah.
What I love about the river, there are 3 places that are just like international waters, and that's international waters, of course.
Yeah.
The restaurant Tea Chow, and then the river.
It really does. No, it really does feel like when you're at the river that anything goes, anything can be said, and it gets a little bit wild. You do feel a bit lawless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lawless place, isn't it?
It
And
is.
you
It's
feel
so-
like you can be as ratchet as you need to be because you're by the riv.
Which is so weird, which is such a weird concept because the shacks are actually really close to about 20 other shacks occupied by some really nice older people that probably wouldn't like the ratchetness, but you still think it's acceptable as long as you buy a body of water.
Yeah. Who are you with? The lads.
Yeah,
just the lads.
a bunch of mates from school.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a lot of things we can't talk about the river, obviously. But there is one thing.
Surf, blood and sand. The River Boys from Home and Away references.
It's just our creed. Some things will just go under the radar. Sorry, Davey, you had to be there. You have to get the tattoo.
But there was one moment where me and Callum suffered. We suffered pretty badly, and we did go there pretty unorganised. We obviously had a big day the day before, and just sort of woke up, rolled out like the Transformers.
I don't believe that because Callum is the most organised man I have ever met.
I was
He was
more
more
organised
organised
than
than me.
Tom. Yeah, I was the one who
his
said.
mum helped him out.
I know she wasn't home. I said to Tom, was the one who said, "Mate, do we need to bring pillows?" And Tom was like, I didn't bring pillows, so I was on the pillow duty. I was quite organised actually this time.
Yeah, so as we get there, we find out there was actually a spare bed for us because we were planning on sleeping in the car. The beautiful Hyundai Palisade I've got from Peter Page at the moment.
I'm sure they would love to know you're sleeping in it. Nice advertisement there.
There's so much room.
Feet up on the console.
Absolute animals, you two.
But no, we get there and they're like, "Oh, you know what? There's actually a bed available if you want it." And we're like, "Well, absolutely, we'll take the bed." Anyway, as the time comes for us to say our goodnights, we roll up there and realise, oh, where's the bloody quilt?
Yeah,
there's no
quilt.
blankets. We've had a look around.
No sheets either.
So I've gone and asked the guy who owns the shack. I'm like, "Look, are there any spare blankets there?" And he's like, "Oh crap, nah, there's not. But I'll have a look for something." He comes back with two of the smallest little towels I've ever seen.
Like tea towels?
No, not like bigger than a tea towel. It's like a bath towel.
Oh yeah.
But they're like, if you wrapped it around, you'd be showing.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So they were really tight, and Tom's brought them in. I was like, "Damn, we have to sleep with this."
It'd be a two-towel job.
Yeah, and as it's one of those things, I guess, having something on top of you like a quilt or whatever is more a placebo. You just want something on top of you to be able to fall asleep. And so that's why the towels were handy. However, they were so small that no matter how you wore it, either your bottom half was exposed or your top half.
I'm waiting for
it
this.
was really uncomfortable either way.
I'm waiting for this story to end that Tom's like laid on you for the walk.
Hibernate.
I needed some weight on me.
Yeah.
No, it was going through all night. I was waking up every other hour, either going, the towel on the top half exposing my feet or down the bottom exposing my arms and stuff, until eventually I think I got sick of waking up every hour, that I just crawled up into a fetal position and pulled the whole towel over me.
We both did the fetal position in the end. It was like we were twins in a womb.
Yeah.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
When you're talking to someone, you're kind of on your feet a little bit about any red flags. If you're a bit curious on them and trying to kind of scope them out, I guess, for those little things.
Well, they're always in the news so much now that it's almost like you're looking out for them.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, you should be vigilant when you're dating, guys.
Keep your eyes.
No one.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your eyes peeled on who you're chatting to. You don't know what villain they could be.
Mate, you could be with them for years. You don't know who you're sleeping next to.
Exactly right. But, some of those red flags, they do seem a little bit petty sometimes, and you get in your head a little bit about whether you're being pedantic, if they're actually, a bit small, if it's worth worrying about, but, they kind of trigger you in some sort of way.
I feel like you've come across a red flag recently.
I have. And, I guess it's up for the discussion of if it's an important thing or not. I think it's a bit out there.
Yeah.
I think it's a very big red flag, but some people will be like, "Hey, Callum, you're being a bit pedantic. Let it go."
Lay it on us.
All right, so chatting to this girl, and
nice,
yeah, fist bump over the table. Yeah. She tells me the other day, she's like, we're talking about movies, and Batman comes up, and she says, "Hey, I think The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. I think Heath Ledger is overrated in that movie, and I don't think it was very good." I like Joaquin a lot better.
Now, this is not good for you because you are a movie guy and you love movies and you love the theatre, and so this would be absolutely heartbreaking for you.
I do, especially for The Dark Knight, which is just, I think everyone universally agrees that Heath Ledger was damn good in that movie.
I mean, what'd you say to her? Like,
I don't know how I got these scars.
Yeah, just start doing impressions. What about this one? Do you remember this scene? But no, I think it is crazy. And I think that one is ludicrous. I think out of any acting performance, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight is one of those that everyone just agrees, hey, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a, superhero type of gal, but I can also appreciate that movie is great. And also, Heath Ledger's performance is fantastic.
Yes, it blew my mind, Davo.
I mean, he took a character that everyone's known for so long and made it his own. He completely changed the Joker for a long time.
All right, reel back the movie chat, mate. Callum gets stuck in a vortex and we'll never get out of it.
But no, I thought it was a crazy one. It blew my mind a little bit. Obviously, a great performance. But yeah, it got me thinking about those petty, weird red flags.
Yeah, and we're going to open up the text line here. What was the petty red flag? Hey, this is absolutely blown up. We've got so many texts coming through. And we're going to jump straight into it. Somebody's texted in saying, a girl ghosted me after our 4th date because she learned I was lactose intolerant.
Oh, jeez.
That's rough ads.
So he was the red flag there?
I don't know who's the red flag there. I think she is.
Yeah, she could be. This one says, I stopped dating a guy because of the way he tied his shoelaces.
Jeez. Maybe he was on the Velcro. Maybe there weren't actually shoelaces at all. It was just Velcro shoes. Someone said red flag is lip fillers. Every girl I've dated with big fat lips have been crazier than the next.
There is a point where you get in the lip fillers so you can tell that when they are getting so big and then the eyes are also big, you know it's going to be a crazy girl.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Double trouble.
Another text here. My partner hates movies, so he can only ever watch TV shows together, but nothing I like. All just crappy reality TV or boring drama. Not even the good kind. I'm working on it.
See, that sounds like a huge red flag, worse than the Heath Ledger Joker, because you're not...
You can't even watch Heath Ledger's
Yeah,
Joker.
you're not even just saying, oh, it's overrated. You just can't even watch the movie at all, full stop.
I love this one. It says, went on a few dates with a bloke who wanted me to ring up the Chinese takeaway shop because he didn't like talking on the phones to people.
I reckon that's on the bigger side of the red flags, to be fair. I don't think that's petty.
She continued by saying that was the last meal we had together.
The last supper.
I mean, grow up. Hey, speaking of phones, we're going to go to North Haven. We got Melissa on the line. Melissa, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Now, what was the petty red flag?
The shirtless man on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Shirtless man or shirtless men? Was there one in particular?
Well, the one I married.
Oh.
Do you still feel like you ignored a few red flags barged on through or what?
No, I did not ignore red flags. I actually took it wrong from the get-go. It was just into fitness.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Yeah.
So you managed to change him, or?
Does that mean you're now into fitness too?
So. I am actually, yes.
Oh, right. He's changed you, Melissa. Oh, God. Petty red flags. We're going to move over to Holden Hill with Justin. Justin, what was the red flag, mate?
She didn't like schnitzels.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's insane.
That is a tough one.
I'm lost for words.
Me too.
She wasn't. Was she a vegetable?
No, not at all. She just didn't like schnitzels. Repulsed by them.
Wow. Okay.
First date, took her out. I ordered a schnitzel, and she was quite turned off by it.
Ew, she was turned off by you having a schnitzel. Get a grip.
Yeah.
Did she like Did she have a preference or hated one more than the other in terms of beef or chicken?
No, it was just schnitzels in general. She thought it was the worst thing.
So, Justin...
But the good thing is I converted her. She's now a schnitzel lover, and I've been with her for 5 years.
Hey. Yeah, nice. I was about to ask, did you drop her, but you didn't, and well done.
Got to persevere, you know.
Justin, I'll throw you a crazy one as well. This girl I'm talking to that doesn't like Heath Ledger, right? She told me the other day that she's never had steak before.
Surely that's a lie. No way.
No, I'm being dead serious. Steak, prawns, and squid.
All right, you're just looking for an excuse now to drop her, mate.
Yeah, drop her.
Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast.
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
So back in the day before the internet was a thing, we had magazines. You know, you two might be familiar with FHM or Zoo. Did you guys ever get those?
Had Mad magazine.
Only the top subscription for both, yeah. And what was under my dad's bed.
Well, as a teenage girl, we had magazines like Girlfriend or Dolly magazine.
Yeah.
And part of those was every month they had a sealed section full of tips for, you know, going through puberty or, you know, session tips.
Yeah, right.
And the website Pedestrian TV has come up with the most insane tips that Dolly and Girlfriend had in their sealed section. And let me tell you, that was setting us girls up for some serious failure.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because in all the boy magazines, the only tips we had was when the latest game is coming out. So,
Yeah.
You
obviously didn't have Zoo.
It shows how nerdy it is, like in terms of magazines. I remember I got an Xbox 360 magazine from the Royal Show and it came with acne cream.
Hell yeah. Only the coolest guys get that one.
Came with a free game download, acne cream, and a sweet magazine.
All right, I'm going to go through some of these ridiculous tips that Dolly and Girlfriend magazine had for us in the sealed section. So number one, someone has said they had a subscription and the issue told them to dump sand all over the floor and have a session on top of it to stimulate a tropical getaway.
Like a cat in a litter box. What?
Yeah, that's a
Imagine
that's
the
an odd
cleanup after
It's
that.
just annoying. You're
it
never
is.
getting rid of that sand.
Nah, it's everywhere.
And it just seems if you want to have that annoying aftermath of the sand being everywhere, go to the beach because you don't want to have to clean it up
It's
in
illegal.
your house.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's part of that is it's illegal to do that.
Don't go to the beach.
So-
and do that. But I mean, even if you do go to the beach, you're laying down a towel. You're trying to avoid the sand anyway.
There's a lot going on with that comment, Callum.
Find a little just don't
Anyway,
don't go there. Don't
we're-
condone it.
We're moving on. There was one that had a wheel of sexy options, and they wanted you to cut out the wheel and put it on a male's appendage to spin it.
Oh my god!
Wow, that sounds
What
like
the hell?
sounds like the new Saw movie.
And there's one here. It's similar to the wheel, actually. They suggest getting a glazed donut.
No,
Is this the Homer Simpson special?
And also doing that and eating the donut off of that
Oh, my-
situation.
Right.
Goodness,
Okay.
this is. Was this magazine not for like children as well?
Well,
Like-
it was a teen magazine. Magazine.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's this one here as well. This is probably my favourite, and I'm going to read it exactly how it's read in the magazine, okay? And it's called Tying the Knot. Now, finally, you're laying on the bed, exhausted and ecstatic after a session. Grab your panties from the floor and use them to tie your hair back. This will show him that you're fun, casual, and easygoing.
It shows me that you're a complete weirdo.
Yeah, just go skydiving or something. That'll show you fun and relax.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
We need to talk about Shannon Knoll.
What about me?
Yeah. He's been back in the news at the moment. He was up to no good, of course, but he was back in 2003. He was robbed of the Australian Idol win, and he's never fully recovered.
Yeah. You reckon he was robbed?
I reckon it's controversial because
Yeah.
obviously Guy Sebastian is a South Australian's own, but Nollsy just had something new, had something I really wanted to see.
The flavour saver. I want to see more of that.
Do you reckon Nollsy's life would have been, in the same trajectory as what Guy Sebastian's is now if he became first?
Nah.
Or do you
I
reckon he
reckon
would
Guy
have...
Sebastian's a better musician.
Yeah, do you reckon Nollsy would have still gone down the same path of like the gimmicky kind of stuff?
Well, hold your horses because we're about to get into that, Maggie Moo. As we were saying, like he did start the Aussie, trend of the flavour saver, and then he has fallen from grace by getting kicked out of the Crazy Horse for being an aggressive pest.
Yeah, see, I wonder
Yeah.
if that's what Guy Sebastian would have had to deal with if he came second, just a reverse role butterfly effect.
He goes from Hillsong to Crazy Horse. It's like perfect. Well, like I said, he did a peak, I think, in 2003, because since then I remember the feeling I had when I saw he'd done the Radio Rentals advert. Now I idolise this man, and then all of a sudden he's singing about Radio Rentals.
Yeah, it's a real knife to the soul, isn't it? If you're into him, if you're one of his fans.
Shedding a tear.
Well, I just thought, what happened, mate? You could have had it all, and here we are. And then, of course, we can't forget he sold his soul yet again to KFC.
What we need is a KFC.
At least it's, KFC. That's. I'd rather be the KFC spokesperson than the Radio Rentals guy.
I guess you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. He's probably getting bulk-free KFC, which is a very enticing deal. I would sell my soul for such thing.
I mean, I thought you were going to say a good payday, but you're just like, I hope he got some free chook.
Surely.
Popcorn chicken for life, mate.
Well, the latest one to get him is Jetstar.
Oh, no.
Hey, it's Shannon Noel. It's that time of year again. On the first day of Jetsmas, Jets are good to me. A cocktail and a palm tree.
Yeah, Shannon
yikes.
Noel. He's gone full Christmas.
Is that what he's gone?
That's what he says in the song. Not good.
Alright. I get older. The Davo, Tom and Callum podcast stays the same age.
I need to have a chat to you guys about birthdays because they can be a funny thing, right? Most people look forward to your birthday. Everyone's nice to you. You get presents, yada, yada, yada. It's just a landmark day for you personally. Some people reflect on their years. For other people, birthdays can be a time of dread. And,
Yeah.
You know, it's some people are just scared of getting older. There's other people that just don't care. Me personally, I think it's a bit of a BS day, birthdays.
I don't know. I feel like you really hate them. I offered you a drink on your birthday once and you ran out the room.
Yeah, because I don't celebrate birthdays. It's just a day.
It's bizarre.
It's a stupid day. It's just a day where everyone's nice to you for no reason. Then the next day they're just back to being normal people. Don't need that in my life.
Okay.
I don't need the change.
The push
up.
and pull. Okay,
Yeah,
you can't have
yeah.
it. You like consistency. Treat him like crap 24/7.
I'm a man that likes a program, okay?
Yeah.
But a bloke over in New York City, he's had an absolute stinker of a birthday. So he decided to finish off his crappy day by getting a pizza from his favourite pizza shop in New York. And he left a somewhat bizarre request. He left this note on the order. It reads, "It's my birthday and not even my family called me.
Oh my God.
I'm sad and I really like olives. Please put on as many black olives as you can. I want you to put on so many black olives that you start to question mine and your own sanity.
Wow.
As much as you can include without being fired. Thank you."
This is a cry for help.
I think I wonder. I mean, I would question his sanity, and I also would wonder: does he really like olives this much, or is he in some sort of, is he gone
Manic.
crazy?
Yeah. He hates olives and he's just trying to punish himself. But no, the pizza then arrives, right? And it is covered in olives. They have honoured his request, and I mean, I'm looking at this thing now. The only part of the base you can see is the crust. I mean, there's a little bit of cheese, but it is just covered in olives. It looks like a black pizza.
So he got his wish. Do you think they went overboard? Do you think he was happy with the outcome?
I think he would have been pretty happy. They've almost nailed the request on the nose here.
That's disgusting. And when people when people get up in arms about Hawaiian ham and pineapple, you got this savage eating a kilo of olives on his pizza. There's worse things to worry about than Hawaiian.
It's definitely one of the more unique birthday requests that, I've heard of.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
I've learned in the past that sometimes if you do leave a pretty random, weird request, places will honour it. And it was a few years back, and me and my friend were like, let's get something for dinner. Let's order out. We'll buy Prospect. So we're like, let's go to Sunny's shop on Prospect Road, you know, before it unfortunately burnt down. I believe they are rebuilding now. But I ordered it, and I don't know. We were just having a bit of fun mucking around, and I'm like, I'm going to try and leave the weirdest request I can think of and see if they do it. And so I said, can you please make a drawing of a righteous wizard on the bag? That would be much appreciated. As the bag gets dropped off, I look at it, and there is a bloody wizard drawing. It's the most amazing drawing I've ever seen. Across this whole bag, this wizard fighting over this city. And I was like, this is wild. I want to do this more often.
It's a bit of fun.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, thank God that person's not asking for extra olives again. Their wizard is so much easier.
There you go, Adelaide. Try and leave the most bizarre requests next time you order food and see if they do it.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
There's been a pretty interesting list that has come out to say a whole rounded vote on the most annoying TV and movie characters.
Yeah, right. So, most annoying, most hated, same sort of
Most
thing.
annoying, most hated, just the ones that really gripe people, and it has been voted in quite a large survey on the internet, and this big article's come out to, say which ones are the most disliked.
See, I mean, I think that TV shows sort of need that light and shade, though, people that you do hate and people that you do love, or else it's not going to be entertaining, is it?
Definitely, and I feel like I agree, but some of the people on the list, you also think, I wonder if it was unnecessary to even have them in there. Like, maybe they just pushed the envelope a little too far, and they're so unlikable that maybe, it was just not needed.
Yeah.
So starting off on the list, not a case for this one. I think very needed, obviously, for the movie, but Hannibal Lecter was number 5.
Hello, Clarice.
Yeah.
Do they give a reason as to why he's so hated?
Yeah, just being a bit conniving, a bit creepy, the way he talks to Clarice and stuff. Just someone, impolite. He's really impolite. When he orders his fava beans, he never says please and thank you.
When he escapes the prison, there's a few reasons why you could hate him, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, but where would that movie be without him?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I think he is a very necessary...
Buffalo Bill was not strong enough to carry that movie.
Exactly.
And honestly, between the two of them, I dislike Buffalo Bill a hell of a lot more.
Buffalo Bill's a lot weirder when he's dancing, singing "Goodbye Horses."
Yeah,
I won't do it, but yeah.
Number 4, this one's quite interesting, and I think you'll have an opinion about it, Davo, because it comes from one of your favourite TV shows, Rachel Berry from Glee.
You might laugh because every time I sign my name, I put a gold star after it, but it's a metaphor. And metaphors are important. My gold stars are a metaphor for me being a star.
So
yeah, I know the words.
Pretty much
That's
says
sad.
says for this one that, you know, she's just a bit single-minded, has a pursuit for happiness, and just doesn't think about others.
I mean, yeah, Rachel sucks in that show.
No, don't you dare. That show is nothing without Rachel Berry. And she has the voice of a goddamn angel.
She's a bit annoying. Yeah, so she's number 4, Davo. Worse than Hannibal Lecter. Someone who is a notorious killer.
She is annoying. She is annoying. She's out for herself.
Yeah, but she's determined, and she's got ambition, and she's going to be a star. And she does make it in the end.
There you go, spoilers. Now we're getting into the territory, the top 3 of those characters where, hey, maybe they just shouldn't have been in it at all. This one could be a bit controversial, but Scrappy-Doo from Scooby-Doo.
Absolutely.
Scrappy-Dappy-Doo! Ghosts don't stand a chance with me. Let me at 'em. Rock 'em. Suck 'em.
Yeah.
High-pitched and annoying is the general consensus on the bloke.
I mean, even like back in the old cartoons, no one liked Scrappy when he came around. I don't know why they added him in.
It was unnecessary. Scooby was holding in the fort by himself just fine.
Scooby was doing a great job. I mean, the only other dog that I liked into the Scooby-Doo universe was Scooby-Dum, his cousin.
Was there another one?
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny as.
No, Scrappy-Doo
You would
really...
relate.
Oh, yeah. Would I?
So your shots fired this morning.
You came for Rachel Berry. I come for you.
Next one, Davo. Jar Jar Binks.
Mr. called Jar Jar Binks. Mr. Your humble servant.
We don't need to say anything about that. That's annoying as.
let's
Keep
just
going.
move
So that's an interesting one with Jar Jar Binks, though. That when Phantom Menace came out, apparently that was everyone's big gripe. You know, a lot of people did like it, but they thought, "Geez, I really, really hate this CGI weird alien that just wasn't necessary for it."
It wasn't necessary. They didn't need to add in Jar Jar.
As a child, I did like him, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think as a kid I did. But, you know, it's funny that the
Weirdos.
two
movies after, though, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, he was in there in little droplets. So they still kept him around, but, you know, they knew everyone really hated the bloke.
I mean, we did ask to move on, but you had facts.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's an interesting little Star Wars fact there. Number 1, though, can you guess what show this could be from? Huge show. Game of Thrones, King Joffrey.
Tell me, which do you favour? Your fingers or your tongue?
I have never seen Game of Thrones. I've never actually seen Game of Thrones, but that quote disturbed me.
Yeah.
I can see why the guy might be a little bit disliked.
I also haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I do know who Joffrey is, and he does just look like a little weasel.
Well, he just seems like a petulant kid. Like, he's just a bit naggy, bit annoying.
What did he say?
Tell me, which do you favour? Your fingers or your tongue?
Well, which do you favour?
That sounded really weird. I feel like that's a really
You
weird
got your tongue, right?
choice of a quote, right?
You just got your tongue.
Depends who it is.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.